Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Chaya Napash coming at you with another lesson. And this lesson is going to be number 2 on the list of Satan's devices. And number 2 is chaos. Okay, chaos is a very important tool that the wicked elite use to bring forth their plans, to further their plans. And of course, they work through Satan. All right, they are the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan on the earth. Okay, to do these things, and it's things that the average person does not realize, and this is why they're still in darkness concerning the way these elites move. Okay. So first and foremost, I want to get the meaning of chaos. So chaos refers to a state of utter confusion, disorder, and lawlessness, representing a total lack of organization. So chaos is actually confusion. Okay. So the name Babylon, right, which America's modern day Babylon, really means chaos. All right, because it's completely out of order. And the scriptures speak about eventually um, things becoming chaotic and people being in a state of what? Confusion. All right. So, that's going to happen through different events. Okay. Different, whether it be plagues, whether it be tea attacks, there's going to be a whole bunch of different things. There's a term polycrisis, which is multiple crises happening at one time. Okay, and that's what's getting ready to pop off. You see many things happening at one time. You got the gas situation there in the Strait of Hormuz. You have this plague, that the Hanta coming up. You have this, and then you have the World Cup coming up, which could easily spread that. You have, a bunch of different things. A tea attack Esau could push out and blame on, Iran or any of these other places. So, you know, chaos is coming. All right. And like I said, the scriptures mentions chaos and confusion in these last days. This is Luke 21 and verse 25. It says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth the stress of nations with perplexity." Okay, perplexity means what? Confusion. The sea and the waves roaring, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So there's going to be great perplexity in these times. There's going to be all kind of things happening, natural disasters and things that are actually orchestrated by the wicked elite on the left hand side, that are going to lead to people being confused, in a confused state, not knowing where to turn, not knowing what to do. Okay, so that's your chaos. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 5 and 8. It says, "There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be offset out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places." And this is something I love to speak about. The wild beasts are also going to enter into these cities. I just shared a video of a mountain lion. I mean, that lion, that looked huge. That looked like the size of an actual female lion, that was in this area, okay, that I live in. All right, that was recently filmed, and these beasts are getting ready to come into the city, and that's going to cause a lot of confusion when these beasts are out hunting people, when these birds are attacking people, and these bees are attacking people, and so on and so forth, because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is also going to be setting up chaos. So you have the wicked elite setting up chaos through Satan, and you have the Most High setting up chaos as well, through his own hand on the right hand side, through these creatures, man. Okay, and through natural disasters. So, things are about to get hot and heavy. It says, "And menstruous women shall bring forth monsters." Okay, that's going into, the deformities that children are, they have now, but it's most likely going to increase. Who knows? Who knows if the juice probably increased that in these women too? Probably have these women. No, it did. No, I remember hearing accounts of how the juice increased it as well, and we'll see what happens with this Hantha too. Okay, but nonetheless, the point is confusion. All right, will be in all will be in many places, right? Okay, what's another word for confusion? Chaos. Now, how do the wicked elite use chaos? The wicked elite use chaos through something they call in Freemasonry ordo ab chaos. Okay, it says ordo ab chaos is a Latin phrase meaning order out of chaos. It is famously used as a motto in Freemasonry, specifically the 33rd degree of the Scottish Rite, to represent the transformation of disorder. But the thing is, they're the ones that are bringing the disorder, okay? So that they can implement the order, which is more control, ultimately. It says to represent the transformation of disorder, confusion, or unrefined, chaotic situations into structured, harmonious, or enlightened states. Okay? And there's another term that I just recently learned about um, that is called also in Freemasonry lux e tenebris. Okay, lux e tenebris is a Latin phrase meaning light out of darkness or light from darkness. Okay, which is pretty much the same thing as order out of chaos. It is frequently used as a motto representing enlightenment, knowledge, or hope arising from difficult or ignorant circumstances, and is often associated with Freemasonry. So, this is the same term, but it's a new term called lux e tenebris, okay? Meaning light out of darkness, okay? So, what the elites are doing is they're mimicking the Most High, right? When you read Isaiah 14, it said that he said he will be like the Most High. All right, so this is what these elites do on the left hand side. They try to mimic the Most High because the Most High creates darkness and light. Okay, this is Isaiah 45 and 7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. Right? So he's the one that creates light and darkness and evil as well, and peace. Okay, so they're trying to mimic him by doing it through evil means, through wicked means rather, on the left hand side. Okay. Matter of fact, the scriptures say also, shall there be evil in the city? Amos, let's go here. It's Amos 3 and 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and Yahweh hath not done it? Okay, so the answer is no. Okay, the Most High is the one who orchestrates all of this through Yahweh Shai to create, evil, to create light. Okay, which that light is really the light that's on the earth now is through the men of the Lord, right? That have this wisdom and knowledge. That's that light, in this darkness. But the Lord is the one who creates the darkness, the confusion, and creates the light. He's even the one who's behind deceiving people. Okay, remember Satan works for the Heavenly Father. Okay, and these elites think that they're on the level of the Most High, but they're nothing more than puppets of the Most High through Satan. Okay. Matter of fact, let me back that up. This is Psalm 17 and 13. It says, arise, O Lord, arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So the wicked is the sword of the Most High on the left-hand side. And what do you do with a sword? You wield it. You use it you know, to slay and whatnot, but you're the one that's controlling it. See, so the Most High is controlling the wicked. From men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. Okay, so that's the point on that. Now, I want to get a couple videos, right, to kind of bring the point home of the Order ab Chao, okay, the order out of chaos and how they use chaos to bring in order. Here's an example here. And I'm going to play another video as well of Ted Gunderson, but I'm going to start with this part. This is the video, by the way, America Under Siege, 1994. You always hear the Elder Apostle Gabar reference this video. So I'm going to play this portion of the video.
Begin to find out what FEMA has done with 96% of their budget. FEMA has built prisons around the country, and they've also built underground facilities. It actually turns out that they are the key agency to implement a plan known as Operation Garden Plot, the plan to put American citizens in prison camps. Under Executive Order 12919, signed by Bill Clinton on June 3, 1993, presidential authority under a 1950s Defense Production Act was delegated to the Secretaries of Defense, Agriculture, Treasury, and Commerce to seize all civilian property for the government solely by declaring them necessary for national defense. It also gave the Director of FEMA the authority to implement FEMA plans during a national emergency.
So the only way that they can do that, though, right, take control of all the people's property and everything that they own, they have to declare a national emergency. In order for them to declare a national emergency, they need a reason for a national emergency. So what are they going to do? Are they just going to wait for a natural occurrence to appear? No, they're going to create a national emergency so that they can go ahead and fast forward their plans. This is how they operate. Okay, that's the chaos. The chaos is the thing that causes them to the thing that triggers the national emergency response. Okay, and people are with it because they're afraid of that particular situation that brought the chaos. Okay. So this is how Esau operates, man. So chaos is a very important tool of the devil. And as it is written, we are not ignorant of his devices. We can't be ignorant to these things. All right. So, I mean, I'll play a little bit more. I think that was pretty much the point that I wanted for this video. And I'm pretty much going to move on to the next one. But let's play a few more seconds and see.
Most people don't realize that this country has been in a declared state of emergency since the Federal Emergency Act was enacted in 1933, which was the beginning of FEMA, and also gave presidents the authority to issue executive orders. Each president since then has issued an executive order declaring a state of national emergency. Bill Clinton has issued 3 such orders since he took office. Shown here is a FEMA facility in Denton, Texas, where you can see mile after mile of FEMA command and control trailers. These trailers are self-sustaining and contain electrical generators and communications equipment that can be moved out anywhere in the country to start a FEMA operations center.
So you see, so
several military
it's already set up. Okay, you heard it. It's already set up. It's been set up for the longest time. Okay, because they're already anticipating the chaos.
National defense. It also gave the Director of FEMA the Operations Center, which was the beginning of FEMA, and also gave presidents the authority to issue executive orders. Each president since then has issued an executive order declaring a state of national emergency. Bill Clinton has issued 3 such orders since he took office. Shown here is a FEMA facility in Denton, Texas, where you can see mile after mile of FEMA command and control trailers. These trailers are self-sustaining and contain electrical generators and communications equipment that can be moved out anywhere in the country to start a FEMA operations center.
So, they're already prepared for these things. And this is an old video, man. Okay, this is an old video. All right, this goes back to the 90s, I believe, right? And And you see that, FEMA has been prepared back at that time. You see, but a serpent knows when to strike. And Esau, you see his plan. He's about to strike. Okay, we're at the point where he's about to come down heavy with that with those draconian laws. Matter of fact, let me read Revelations 12 and 12 real quick, and I'll go to the other video. This is Revelations 12 and 12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." So he's getting ready to come heavy with that great wrath. Even as it says in Revelations 13 that he came as a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. He had the two horns like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. Right? That goes into the draconian laws. All right, which is already, it's already there. They just need the excuse to implement them. Okay, so let's go to this video here. And like I said, it's gonna take away your rights. The things that they're gonna do, they're gonna take away your rights. Everything, right, the little rights that you have now, that's gonna be stripped away from you through that chaos. All right. Hold on here. I was thinking of something here. In my mind, I was gonna get a scripture. Yeah. Let me get this. Let me get this one here. Isaiah 29 and 21. This is Isaiah 29 and verse 21. I'll start at verse 20. It says, "For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word." So now there's going to come to the point where you're not going to be able to say certain things. This is where they want it to be. They want it to be where the truth is stopped. You're not going to be able to say certain things. You're not going to be able to speak about the scriptures, speak about the evil that they do, speak about who they truly are as Edomites. All right. Even here in Canada, they're about to pass a law right now that's going to deem the Bible as hate speech. Certain verses in the Bible as hate speech. So that's going to change a lot of things, and we're probably not going to be able to be teaching how we're teaching now because, using wisdom, we're not just going to fall right into Esau's snares, but this is what he's doing. Okay. It says, "And turn aside the just for a thing of naught." And it's funny how he has all that set up. This law is about to be passed, right? It's at the last portion of it being passed, which is at the Senate. And right now they got this Hanta going around. And then you also have this, got the World Cup coming up next month. The FIFA World Cup, which is going to be in Canada, America, and Mexico, man. Okay, so that's a perfect opportunity for them to say, "Oh, it's spreading," and who knows, it might be turning up some frequencies, right? For the people that got the juice, probably turning up frequencies for the people that got the juice to have them really catch something, right? But it's the perfect excuse. "Oh no, it's not us, it's the Hanta. Remember, the Hanta is spreading." Yeah, okay. We know how the devil gets down. We know exactly how the devil gets down. So. Right, so so like it said, they're trying to make a man, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Okay, point blank, period, man. And that sword has been sharpened. Oh man, a sword is sharpened, and that sword has been sharpened, man. Okay, they're just fine tuning it right now, but it's pretty much ready to go. We're just waiting. We're just looking for the event to happen. This is Ezekiel 21 and verse 9. It says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter, Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer." Who is the slayer? Esau, Edom, Remember, when you read Revelation 6 and 4, it speaks about the red horse. You know, he that sat upon the red horse, and a great sword was given unto him. So that slayers the Edomites. Okay, they're the murderer. Okay, and yeah, and he through him is gonna be the rationing. Through him is gonna be famine. Through him is the beasts of the field are gonna be destroying people in the cities. The plagues are gonna come. So yeah, so Esau, he represents the evil time. Okay, and that's what he's getting ready to bring, right? So expect a lot of chaos on the earth. So anyways, let's go ahead and play this video.
Emails from mothers all around the planet whose kids are sick. They're coughing up blood. They're vomiting. They're having viruses that won't go away. Teachers are reporting that they've never seen anything like this before. That the kids, even here in Santa Monica, my girlfriend works at a school. They had to take a girl away in an ambulance a couple days ago. Two of the parents said they want to get their child out of the country, but they don't know where to go. They're thinking of Ecuador. They're thinking of somewhere. They think they need to get their child out of the country in order to save their lives. It's that
Well,
bad.
that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all need to leave the country
Right.
to save our lives. We're getting ready for martial law.
Yeah.
Everything's pointing to martial law. It's been planned 2 centuries. May 1st, 1776.
Hold on. He said it's been planned through for centuries. May 1st, 1776. What happened on May 1st, 1776? Let's look up that. Let's look up May 1st, 1776. Illuminati. Okay. Oh. What the hell? My internet. What the hell? Wow. What in the hell is going on? My internet just cut off. That is amazing. I can't say that's coincidence, man. I can't say that's coincidence, bro. Wow. Let's do that again. Okay. Wow. The internet just cut off. May 1st. Guess we're revealing too much. 1776. Illuminati. Guess we're revealing too much. Wow. It's still not working. Wow. Okay. Well, you can look it up. Okay. May 1st, 1776 was the creation of the Illuminati through this guy. Hold on. What if let me check this right here. Adam Weishaupt. Okay. Here, I'll read it from here. On May 1st, 1776, Adam Weishaupt, a professor of law at the University of Ingolstadt, founded the Order of the Illuminati in Bavaria, Germany. This secret society was established to oppose religious influence in public life and the abuse of state power by promoting Enlightenment ideals, secularism, and education, which secularism really is Satanism at the end of the day. Okay, and that's what they are. They're Satanists, these elites. All right, so let's go ahead and play this. So that's what he's speaking about when he said this was planned from back then, because those elites, all right, which are Satanists, they had these plans from the beginning, pretty much.
86, 96. Yeah.
When you're talking about martial law, Ted, you're talking about martial law.
86, 96. May 1st, 1776. 86, 96. Yeah.
When you're talking about martial law, Ted, we're talking about a Hitlerian superstate, are we not?
Well, we're talking about a police state. And we're talking about Nazi Germany in 1933.
And people kept comparing what DJ Trump was doing to this time, to the Xenos. They kept comparing it to the Xenos, man, saying what he's doing with ISIS is reminiscent of this time. Okay, because they're trying to bring that type of state, total control, but worse, on steroids. Oh, Salakia.
We're talking of there, all these shootings around the country. The one in Arizona that we had, I think, in West Virginia and Oregon and all that have taken place. This is all, in my opinion, I can't prove it. These are mind control victims, MK Ultra mind control victims, and the whole thing is designed to destroy the Second Amendment, to take our guns away from us.
Well, they've got to do that before they go into martial law.
Exactly.
Otherwise, they couldn't kill us freely.
Well, what Adolf Hitler did, he told all the Germans, put your guns on the front porch, we'll collect them tomorrow. And they did, foolishly. And the Nazis, Gestapo came around and collected them the next day. Now what they're doing, okay, we have censures on all the major highways in America today. I talked to somebody who is installing the censures, okay? Now I think, turn your old car in for cash, okay? Because they don't have the computer in the old cars. They want everybody to buy a new car so that they keep track of us.
So what's happening now with the gas? The gas prices is getting out of control, right? So what? They might price us out of these older cars. I mean, these older cars where we're gonna have to get these electric cars. People have been saying that too. So that there goes another example of Auto Ab Chaos. Okay, how they use chaos, right, to bring in their order, so-called order.
The cell phones, hey, they know exactly where I
That's
am.
GPS, right?
Yeah, they know, the boys know exactly where I am at this very moment. If not here, from my car.
So, you heard it, man. You heard it. That was Ted Gunderson. Okay, and he broke it down, man. He said, "Listen, man, there's about to be. You should get out of America because there is going to be martial law, police state." Okay, he said it. Okay, and this was done. I don't know how long this was. It's about to be maybe 15, 20 years ago. Okay, well, it says 15 years ago. So let's say it's 15 years ago. But bottom line is, he was on point. He was thinking. So Esau's coming with that chaos, so he can bring his form of order. So, Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shalom.